way I see it is that like the organizational brand, organizational brand creation is a 360-degree activity. It's not an activity of products, it's not an activity of communication, it's an activity of a lot of things that are put together. It's the organization reputation, it's the people who work for the organization, it's the practices, governance, credibility that it follows. It's then the products and services that it has, the communication that it makes, the target segments and evangelists that it ties up with, influencers that it works for. So I think there's a complete ecosystem that creates a brand. I believe the employer brand is no different from this at all. It cannot be the responsibility of one person. It has to be the organizational responsibility, and if I was to put somebody's neck on the chopping block, I would say the CEO and the CXO of the organization have to all own the brand and the employer brand in the organization. Otherwise, you will only see partial success. You'll go and make, as an HR person, presentations at business schools, seminars, things will happen. But if the organizational belief around that is not there, it is not sustainable. And for that to happen, everybody has to walk the talk, because ultimately the brand will be a culmination of the values that you have, the vision that you create, the mission that you have, the practices that you have, the consequence management that you have in the organization, and the stories that are entailed about the organization. I think all these are going to formulate that employer brand. So I think I would put the responsibility on the top echelons of the organization, which are to be headed by the CEO, and then the CXO owns it as well. And then they get their guidance from the board, from the chairman, to make sure the HR remuneration committees give them the guidance that is required, but they need to be the custodians whose necks need to be on the chopping block if the brand, including the employer brand, was to go. I don't think the two are separate. I think they are the same.